Ever since the dawn of survival and warfare, man has always strived hard to defend himself from antagonistic forces. And it really is amazing how far we've come since then, with some organizations creating some insane weapons. From the age of swords and catapults, we've managed to enter a new era of weaponry which is a hallmark of accuracy and mass destruction. If you haven't subscribed until now, you should, because we at 10 Town are your reliable source of daily dosage of information. And today, we're here with a list of top 10 most insane weapons in the world. Having said that, let us dig right into our list. Number 10. RPG. To kick off things in style, the first weapon in our list is RPG. If you're a gamer and if you've ever played any shooter, you must know what an RPG is. RPG is an acronym for Rocket Propelled Grenade. It is designed to be an anti-tank and anti-air assault weapon. This is one of those weapons that makes a man stronger than a helicopter or a tank. You might be wondering what an ironic statement that was, but believe us, with this weapon, a soldier with limited training and a simple rocket-propelled grenade can destroy a multi-million-dollar tank or a Hind. This weapon was first designed by the Soviets to apprehend against Nazi tanks. It was widely used by the VietCong and People's Army against Americans during the Vietnam War. In the 1950s, the Americans developed a more advanced version of RPGs and named it LAW, that is, Lightweight Anti-Tank Weapon. RPGs remain the menace of armored vehicles and tanks since their inception. Number 9. The Gay Bomb. Even from the name, this weapon sounds absurd. Imagine being devastated because your comrade was just too attractive. In 2005, the Pentagon confirmed that military leaders had once been interested in a chemical weapon that could make enemy troops sexually irresistible to each other, according to military.com. The Air Force Wright Lab received $7.5 million in 1994 to develop a weapon that would harness a hormone naturally present in the body in low quantities. When enemy soldiers breathed it in or absorbed it in their skin, the idea went, they would become irresistibly attracted to each other. Not surprisingly, many people found the idea offensive and impractical. Before moving on to the next member of our list, we have a little challenge for you. Let us see how many of you can absolutely demolish that like button. Best of luck! Getting back to our list. Number 8. Flamethrower. Number 8 on our list is very exciting. It's a flamethrower. A flamethrower is classified as an incendiary device that is specifically designed to project fire in a stream that is long and controllable. They were introduced by the ancient Greeks, and they trace back to the 1st century AD. Flamethrowers were utilized throughout the First World War by the Germans and were utilized more often in the Second World War. Military uses for flamethrowers were mainly group fortifications and clearing of enemy bunkers. Civilian uses for flamethrowers tend to be more agricultural in nature. They're useful for clearing fields. Number 7. Schwerer Gustav. Things are starting to heat up as the next member of our list is Schwerer Gustav. It is a huge weapon as basically it is an 80 cm railway gun designed to be shot from a railway wagon. It was developed in 1930s by Krupp of Essen for the sole purpose of destroying the main forts of the French Maginot Line. At that time, they were considered as the strongest fortification systems. Gustav could fire shells weighing 7 tons to a distance of 47 kilometers. Schwerer Gustav was deployed later during the war to the Soviet Union during the artillery bombardment of Sevastopol, which was part of Operation Barbarossa. Number 6. Invincible Human Soldiers. Who needs weapons if humans themselves can turn into one? Who needs a powerful army if you can make an invincible one? This may sound very science fiction, but several prototypes of such mechanisms have been created that can make a human survive harsher conditions than any normal human, no matter how strong would do. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency has long been working on projects to make soldiers unkillable, or more able to survive assaults, maintain endurance for long periods, and withstand extreme environmental challenges. One project, called Inner Armor, looked at the genetic adaptations that allow other species, such as harbor seals and archaeobacteria, to travel for days without stopping, survive underwater with little oxygen, or recover from radioactive or chemical weapons without getting sick. The goal? Either manipulate neural pathways or give people special vitamins that could protect against such assaults. Number 5. Iceberg Aircraft Carrier. During World War II, the British conceived of an ice-cold killing machine, a massive aircraft carrier that was essentially a fortified iceberg called Project Habakuk. The idea would be to take a small amount of wood pulp, mix it with ice to make an unbreakable structure that would take months to melt but would require little in the way of raw materials. Fixes would be as easy as pouring in some water. UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill gave development the go-ahead in 1943, but unfortunately, the carriers were about as absurd as they sound. For one, making them would require giant freezers, and for another, the massive structures would be incredibly slow and heavy, and would require insulation with cork to keep from melting, according to Charles Frederick Goodeve, a Canadian scientist who was privy to the development talks. Number 4. Chimera Virus. Next up on our list is a very deadly biological weapon. It's called the Chimera Virus. A Chimera Virus is made by combining the DNA of 2 or more other viruses. In the 1980s, the Soviets carried out experimentations with them using the genetic material from one family of viruses and injecting them into another. These experimentations resulted in a virus of a new kind, which they named Chimera. These viruses had the ability to evade all known treatments and vaccines of that time, making them all the deadlier. This virus was also considered as the deadliest non-nuclear weapon. Number 3. Russian Aviation Thermobaric Bomb. In 2007, the Russians successfully tested and released their Aviation Thermobaric Bomb of increased power, which was given the name Father of All Bombs, or FOAB. Hope you got the pun now. Reportedly, it is 4 times more dominant than the US military's leading non-nuclear bomb called the GBU-43B Massive Ordnance Air Bomb. Its blast and pressure wave has a similar effect to a small nuclear weapon, but on a narrower spectrum. This bomb detonates in mid-air, causing a supersonic shockwave and extreme temperatures. Possession of this bomb officially makes Russia the owner of the most powerful conventional non-nuclear weapon in the globe. Number 2. The 25 Megaton Hydrogen Bomb. The runner-up spot in our list belongs to the 25 Megaton Hydrogen Bomb. The B-41 hydrogen bomb, first deployed in September of 1960, is the most powerful weapon ever created by the US, with a maximum yield of 25 megatons, or equivalent to 25 million tons of TNT. With a lethality index roughly 4,000 times greater than Fat Man, it's also called the deadliest. According to the nuke map, a weapon with a 20 kiloton yield produces a fireball with a radius of 260 meters, making its total width the size of 5 football fields. But this weapon is not 20 kilotons, this is an insane 25 megaton weapon. Thankfully, the thermonuclear device was retired shortly after its creation. The US's current most powerful weapon is the B-83 bomb with a yield of just 1.2 megatons. This weapon has an insane lethality index of 210 trillion. Number 1. The Tsar Bomba. Finally, at the summit of our list, we have the Tsar Bomba. Every attribute of the phrase weapons of mass destruction applies to the Tsar Bomba. It is, to our belief, the most powerful weapon to exist. This weapon was the Soviet Union's denial to the United States nuclear program. This massive device has the ability to annihilate everything. It was detonated once in history, and by God, that was enough. Enough for the whole world. In contrast with the most powerful 3-stage nuclear detonating device that is B-41, it was way more powerful because it has maximum yield of 100 tons of TNT. Obviously, it yields a mushroom cloud when it's detonated, but not only that, it also creates a fireball to accompany that cloud. No wonder it's the most powerful weapon to exist, period. So guys, that was our list of top 10 most devastatingly insane weapons. Which one do you think is the most deadliest of the lot? Which weapon do you think should not have existed? What type of weapons would you like to keep for your self-defense? If you have a special story of you being successful in defending yourself, we'd love to know about that as well. Your suggestions play a vital role in helping us create better content for you, so don't forget to give your feedback. If you guys like our content, do give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. Well, that's been it for today. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.